The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by WellMed. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello and good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in on this fabulous Tuesday morning. It's October 26th, and I think fall is in the air. I am your host on this phenomenal, worldwide, hot live radio show, Gary Owen.
And I'm your co-host, Tom Bouvier, on this amazing radio show with amazing guests.
And with amazing sponsors, by the way, that being Cigna Medicare as well as Aetna Medicare Advantage plans. And by the way, for those of you that are driving on this phenomenal highway we call US 1 or SR 5, for those of my law enforcement friends, be careful. And thank you for tuning in on WSTU 1450 AM and WPSL 1590 AM. And for those of you that are in your offices at home, what the heck are you doing home? Tune into Facebook, and you can catch us live, Facebook Live at the Quality of Life Radio Show. So glad to have you with us. And every Tuesday morning, Tom, we're here for 1, 2, 3 specific reasons.
That's correct, Gary. We come here for 3 reasons. Number one, we want to bring relevant content to our listeners. That's information that people can really use in their life. Number 2, we love to support and showcase local business owners, and we're going to be introducing our guest here in a moment. And number 3, Gary and I, we love to educate and bring information about insurance planning and to demystify it so that people can enjoy their quality of life and improve their quality of life, and thus the name of the show.
I like the word demystify. We not only demystify, we clarify, we collaborate, and we educate. That is what we do at Owen Insurance Group, and you can catch us. Listen, there's going to be a lot of questions on the show because today, after we bring Eating with V on the show, we're going to talk a little bit about what just came out from the American Hospitals Association related to some Medicare plans that you need to know. And also, we're going to talk about a fun health fact. I'm going to quiz our guest, who is probably going to answer that question within a millisecond. And then we're going to talk about what happened on this day in 1881. So you want to stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. If you need to go into work, just tell your boss that you're listening to the world's greatest radio show, and you'll be in just a few minutes. All right. So
that'll go over well, I'm sure.
I think it would go well. Hey, listen, if they have a problem, you just tell them to call me. No. Call V. Have a call Veronica.
I don't take those calls.
Not anymore, right?
Nope.
All right, everybody. We're going to get right to it. And we really appreciate having my friend back on the show. Veronica Kolobab. We've been friends for about 2 centuries now.
Okay. Good
for me, it looks like 2 centuries. Her, it's like 2 days. But 2 decades. Anyway, she's a great friend. She's got a lot of great things going on. We're happy to have her back on the show. And I'm excited because we got red, white, and blue back in the house.
Yeah.
And we know what that means. We're going to be, I should have had my breakfast this morning.
We'll be eating good.
Yes.
Good morning, Veronica.
Good morning, Gary.
Good to
Good
have
morning,
you.
Tom. It is always a
Good morning.
pleasure to see the two of you and to be here with you on the show. It's so exciting.
So tell us what's going on. Talk about exciting. You've got some exciting news. A lot of things changing in your world. It's shifting and moving so fast for you. I'm excited to see what's going on in your life.
Yeah, it's been really incredible. Like I can't even. It's overwhelmingly incredible. Like Eating with V has been going on for like 10 years, literally, of just food blogging and, just kind of randomly doing it as I was building other people's businesses along the way. And so now it's coming to the forefront, which is really, really exciting. And the Cultural Alliance did a huge article, a full-page article on Eating with V as the first culinary artist.
Yeah, I saw that on page
awesome.
19
What an honor.
here. Look
It
at
is
this.
an honor.
Yeah.
It's
Woo-hoo.
a huge honor.
Arts St. Lucie magazine, and it's the page, I think it was 19 I saw it on.
Yeah.
There, look at that. Who dat? Who
Who's
dat?
that?
Beautiful.
So excited.
Food is a creation. It is artistic.
They
It's
say,
art.
They
Yeah.
say Veronica's a culinary artist. Well, what I
That's
do
cool.
with food is so incredibly unique. Like I take out the gluten, I take out the dairy, I take out the sugar, I take out the grains, and it's still actually
What's left?
It still actually tastes good.
Air.
Real food. It's actually real food. I brought
Yes.
you guys some treats, of course,
Oh,
because
yeah.
Lord, here we go.
you know that I can't
She's
come
got
on
to
the
back
show.
up those claims.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she does. I've had it. It's amazing food.
Yes, it's good stuff. So I'm gonna let you do this. I've made you guys some chocolate
Oh
milk.
boy. I should wear my apron
Yeah,
or my bib.
Gary's going to
Maybe-
work.
All right. Here we
So
go.
that's chocolate milk. That's no dairy and no sugar. And while we're doing that, I'm going to give you guys this amazing carrot cake.
Smells good.
Yeah, oh, it's good. Good stuff. So carrot cake
One.
for both of you.
Do you want me to pour you a little bit too, V?
Sure.
Awesome.
I love
We
my
don't
own
like to
stuff.
drink alone, Veronica.
Nope, I'll drink with you. I'm all about it. And no dairy and no sugar, so I can have it.
It's amazing.
So for all the
Evan,
people,
would you like to have one? No.
oh yeah, they're so
All right.
fabulous. And I made you guys a coconut macaroon.
Wow.
These guys, I actually have to make my own sweetened condensed.
Can we
milk.
have you on every Tuesday?
Wouldn't that be great? We
There
would
you
have
go.
so much.
That's
People
for
would get
Tom.
so
Yeah.
sick of seeing me. They'd be like, "Nope,
Thank
we're
you.
done with her."
Can
All right,
you see
cheers.
this? This is like crazy. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
there's
I mean,
cheers.
awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
Cheers to your health
Cheers. Cheers.
and to success that you continue to see every single year.
Thank you so
Mm.
much.
And help lead the way in healthy eating because our health is our greatest wealth. And I've been saying that for years, but I don't always practice it. But these type of events and meeting you and seeing what you're doing really encourages people, encouraging me
Awesome.
and Debbie to really try to eat
really good.
healthier and be
I
healthier.
love that. That is my
Yeah.
purpose in life,
That is.
honestly. And I feel like, and I've had friends who, maybe 3 years ago where I was saying, you really need to get rid of the sugar in your diet. And now all of a sudden, 3 years later, they're like, Frank, I took all the sugar out. I feel so good and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, my heart just goes, because that is my passion.
And the number one eating food of cancer is
Sugar.
sugar.
Oh, cancer loves sugar.
Cancer loves sugar.
And I read that sugar is like
hate
more
cancer.
addicting
It is.
than some of the real addictive stuff.
And it affects the mind in ways that you can't even imagine. Like it could lead to Alzheimer's disease. Sugar actually creates heart conditions because the liver can't process all the sugar that the American diet has in it today. And so it puts out fat into the body. So from the liver, it converts it to fat. And so people say, oh, the fat is making you fat. The fat is not making you fat. Your sugar, because it's in everything that you eat, touch, or have, now that's what's making people fat.
That's amazing. And plus, not being proactive, right? In exercising and gotta be diligent and at least going out for walks. It's amazing what.
Oh, a walk will do for you. I try to walk every morning because being in nature, number one, is super spiritual. Like you connect in so many ways, not only with yourself,
With
but
the birds and the bees.
when the powers above. I have squirrels that flirt with me every time I'm walking. They're so awesome.
I see your post in the morning. You're up at walking at
They're
5,
posing
6
for
a.m.
So
Yeah.
she's calling me a squirrel
This is a mousse made from avocado.
from avocado.
Holy
From
cow.
Avocados. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, sir.
Now, this chocolate milk has got to be the best chocolate milk I've ever had.
Isn't that delicious?
And no sugar.
No sugar.
And you made it?
I did.
Mm, I got to get that.
I'm going to
recipe.
teach you how to make it.
Wait a minute.
That's-
What is this again?
That is mousse made from avocados.
Dear Lord.
Mhm.
I gotta have round two.
You guys can have as much as you want. Hold on, Tom. We can't let him.
So
have
how
it.
much
No,
fat is in something like that?
Well, the
Dude,
fat from the avocado,
unbelievable.
which is
Yeah.
an amazing healthy fat. So we need those fats. I don't care what people say.
100%.
Yeah, you
The
do.
nuts, the
Absolutely.
avocados, our brain functions on fat. Like we need that.
But you can't eat too much though, correct?
No, you don't want to overload
Right.
yourself with fat. Like when people go on certain diets, like the Atkins, and they want to eat like 8 pounds of bacon in the morning, that to me is dangerous, right? So you're talking about a whole different fat than eating an avocado. But if you eat an avocado, you can't eat 3 avocados. You're going to be stuffed after the first avocado because that fat fills
Right.
you up. It satiates.
So I have to admit to you something
Yes.
to the world.
Sounds like it's a confession coming on.
Uh-oh. You never know
Do
what's
we have
gonna
a
come
priest
out of-
in the house?
Holy Father,
Watch out if it's
hear
coming
this
from-
confession from the
Father Evan, I
Humble.
must confess,
Mhm.
I do eat bacon.
I eat bacon.
on a weekly basis.
Mm.
On Sundays when I make my phenomenal breakfast.
Nice.
And but I only have 3, maybe 4,
Pounds?
maybe 6 pieces of bacon.
She said 8 pounds is too much.
So 6 pounds
Yeah.
is
That's
okay.
it. But I don't eat it every day. Once, typically just once a week. So
Bacon
I'm
is
very
so good.
cognizant of
There's
that.
nothing wrong with eating bacon. We're talking about eating in moderation. I eat bacon. If I go out to a breakfast, I'll have some bacon. I like bacon. I don't eat it on a daily or a weekly basis, but I eat bacon. I'll eat bacon a couple times a month. So, I mean, there's nothing much. I believe like everything in moderation. Not everyone should take everything out of their diet, right? Not everybody needs to take everything out of their diet. Some people are fine with grains. Some people are not fine with grains.
So I got a question for you. What for our listening audience and those that will watch them? So I got food in my mouth still. What are the top 3 foods that you would say that we should not eat that are most harmful to us?
Sugar for one. Definitely sugar. I don't think anyone should be eating massive amounts of sugar. The Heart Association says women no more than 6 teaspoons a day from all sources. That includes your fruit. And men no more than 9. And the average person's taken in 46.
Of the types of fruit you eat.
Absolutely. Bananas are super high in sugar. Mangoes, pineapples, things like that. The low glycemics are the berries, all the berries: blueberry, raspberry, strawberry, blackberry, kiwi, green apple, all low glycemic. They're all really good.
That's what I had this morning. I had low fat yogurt.
Yeah.
No fat yogurt. No fat, 0 fat yogurt.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the 0
I
fat.
know. I had blueberries.
They put more sugar in the no fat yogurts. Just so
No fat or low fat or both?
No fat, low fat. When they take the fat out, they put more sugar in. Oh yeah, I teach a class. It's called the Hidden Sugar and Label Reading class, which is a mind-blowing class that I put together. And your low fat myth, they add more sugars to the low fat versions to make them taste better because they take the fat out, which tastes really good. So stick with the whole fat stuff and watch the sugars.
Interesting. So go back to the whole fat yogurt. Huh?
Look at the back of your label and you'll see. Like in my class, I show the label and there's literally a regular version, a whole fat and a low fat. And the low fat version has 7 grams more sugar, which is almost 2 more teaspoons of sugar.
I'm going to investigate that when I go to Publix again here
You
probably
definitely
tomorrow morning.
And then you'll text me.
I will.
You're right.
V, I see a squirrel.
And he's posing.
He's looking for you. And by the way, before we get too carried away, I was remiss this morning when I first started the show that there's a lot of clients who have been coming to us for the past week, and I keep saying I'm going to give you a shout out on the show, and I keep forgetting, so I apologize. But I just want right now, I want to take a second and say thank you to all of our clients who have come in, worked with us. I want to give you a personal shout out and say thank you for your trust in us. Thanks for coming to us. We appreciate the opportunity to be your Medicare and your health insurance agency, life insurance, Medicare insurance agency. So thank you. Thank you for listening, and spread the good word and the good cheer because my friend V is here.
And you're in good hands with these two.
Thank you. Appreciate
and
it.
fun hands, by the way. These two are hilarious.
All right. So V, we're going to go on a quick break here. And when we come back, I'm going to ask you a very important question that it's probably on the minds of our listeners, wanting to know, how do we get this great food that you're preparing? And then talking about something that's coming up, very importantly, we need to talk about and share with the world. So, and thank you for tuning in. You're listening to the Quality of Life radio show on WSTU 1450 AM, America's Heritage Station, and WPSL 1590. If you're like me, you're going to take a quick wee break, come back, grab another cup of Joe with no sugar, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, welcome back to the Quality of Life radio show. That was a quick break. Unfortunately, I couldn't go to the bathroom, take a bathroom break. It was 30 seconds. I need more than that with my issues, which I can't talk about on the radio show right now. Anyway, we got a great guest on the show this morning. Eating with V, Veronica Kolobab. She makes these delicious meals that are sugar-free, gluten-free, that will make you big, strong, and healthy. And if you limit the intake of sugar, you could live, how many, you said like 100 years longer, right? Is that what you said?
Well, we're already 2 centuries.
Well, you are.
I'm going to live to be 120.
There you go.
Veronica,
but a healthy
promise.
120 would
Healthy
be a good.
120.
An unhealthy 100 is not.
Sweetheart, if I can make 70, I'm doing good.
The way you live.
I'll be going to the casket, man, slipping and sliding down there. Anyway, I'm picking the carrots out of my teeth because she just gave me this carrot cake, which is absolutely amazing, delicious. And then what is this right here that we're looking at?
That's a pumpkin spice bread.
Pumpkin spice bread.
Yeah.
Tell us the spices. What are you putting in it?
Oh, cinnamon for sure.
Okay.
Organic Saigon cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove. So it's nice and spicy.
And this white concoction.
That is a non-dairy cream cheese frosting.
I love cream cheese frosting.
Oh, yeah. You don't need a ton because it's really sweet. Even though it doesn't have sugar, I use monk fruit sugars and powdered resveratrol.
Mumford?
Monk fruit.
Oh, monk fruit.
Mumford.
Where's Mumford and Son?
No, but they have good songs.
The monks, the guys up the hill.
Oh, those monks.
Saying prayers all day. Yep.
Or the monks, the chant. That's good. Get into nature.
Yes.
Chanting.
Yes.
It's all good.
Hey, I think it's something you add to your show. Oh, speaking of your show, what is going on?
Well, it's very, very exciting with the show. I mean, we ran into some production challenges. We had
who doesn't
2 producers that actually literally shot shows and never even gave us a flipping piece of film, but that's okay because everything happens for a reason. And I believe I've been divinely redirected in a new direction, which is great. So the show will go on, but it's going to go on from the internet. Instead of trying to help build another station, I'm just going to build my own station.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, which I think is going to be good. And we have a real need. Like Annette and I are actually Annette Robbins, who's a really good friend of mine. And
is she listening?
I hope so. And also a health coach. She's fabulous. I love her.
Hello, Annette Robbins.
Hello,
we
Annette.
love you.
We love you, Annette.
Is Elaine listening?
We love you too, Elaine.
Hello, Elaine Davis.
R. Davis. Thank you.
Elaine R. Davis.
Yes, my girls. They're putting on a fundraiser for the Eating with V show.
Let's talk about that.
Yes, at Josephine's here in Stewart. Beautiful restaurant, which, by the way, the upstairs is open now as well, just in time for this big soiree.
And just want to let you know, she told me on the way in, I have to be there.
He does have to be there.
So
20 years I have to cut him
so
off.
okay, just in case you need to know where Geo is, I'll be eating with V.
Is it open to the public?
Can
anyone come?
Anyone can come. It is November 3rd from 6 to 9. It's a $25 cover at the door.
Is that it?
That's it.
Well, you better get your tickets soon.
Get them soon. And it's going to be, we have Arthur Mondale coming from WPTV5 in West Palm. He's doing a big story on me at the end of November.
Very nice.
So he's going to interview the people that show up. Whether you tried my food or I've coached you at some level. He's going to do a bigger story on Eating with V at the end of November, which is so exciting.
You're going to be world famous soon.
Great honor that is. I am like
2 years from now, she'll be like,
get our
Gary, who?
autograph now and date it so we can say we knew her then.
I still have to come back on this show,
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, but it's going to be that'll be a great event. And they can go to my Facebook page. I have an Eating with V page. All the information will be there. The fundraising page is there. And we actually have a GoFundMe. So if people can't attend, but they want to contribute to see this get into the community so we could teach people to be healthier, they can contribute to the GoFundMe or they can send a check to the business. All of those funds go directly to that project.
What's the website?
Actually, it's on my Facebook page right now. My website is under construction. Getting ready for these bigger projects to come. But the website will be eatingwithv.com. That's EATING with WITH, Veronica.com. And right now it's on the Facebook page.
How about eatingwithvandme.com?
Well, it's going to be Annette and I are doing a podcast and it's going to be called V&A Talk. And so let's talk about whatever. We're talking about all things health. So we could be talking about avocados. We could be talking about foot detox soaks. We could be talking about sugar. We could be talking about men's health. We could be talking about sleeping and the importance of sleep. So it's going to go in all different directions.
Good for you.
Yeah, Planet Vero doesn't have
Excellent.
anything about health yet. No health show. So we will be the first show.
That's exciting.
It is very
Woo.
exciting.
And so all these people that are watching us eat and they're salivating right now, how do they get to try some of this? I mean, should they come over to the studio or do they come to see you? Do they order it online? How do they get this phenomenal food?
Isn't it great? Well, right now, currently, I am looking for a manufacturer because obviously I don't want to be schlepping food out of my kitchen. But I'm currently working off of the cottage law because people were requesting the food so much. Not everybody has the time to make it. So I decided I would make some on the weekends, and I put a post out on my Facebook page. So make sure you go like my page and follow if you want to get the food, because I'll post, and then whenever the food runs out, that's it. So those people order, hey, Veronica, I want 2 of these, 1 of these, 1 of these, and then they just come and pick it up from me.
That's
So
fantastic.
Isn't that great?
That's fantastic. So I see Shark Tank in your future.
Oh, I would love to have the sharks. My sales would make them yell at me online, though.
Yeah, say what? We got to work on that first because you know Mr. Wonderful is going to just lambaste you.
I know he would too. Although once they tasted the food, they might be like more forgiving.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree.
Food,
with that.
it has a way to get to the brain and the mind and
the heart.
Well, especially when all things that are missing don't taste like they're missing. Like these foods are even better than the foods that
I don't
have
feel
all
like this is healthy food.
Right?
This is just delicious food.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Yummy?
and Tom, I mean, for you and me, and in fact, our whole office staff, we have 8 people in our office right now, and you know we're so bloody busy, and we don't have time to take lunch. I mean, what a great thing to have something like this where, you know, you're not going to demolish your health and by eating junk food that we eat. I mean, we're ordering pizza just to eat on the fly. And then, I mean, it's crazy. So stuff like this would really help not only you and I, but our whole entire staff at the office.
Well,
Absolutely.
if offices wanted to do something like that, they could place a big order. And then I would just bring the order. Obviously, it would be a bigger order. But these foods have no preservatives. So they either need to
eat them.
refrigerated or you could freeze them. They do freeze well.
Well, why don't you see them?
Yeah. They don't last.
Just eat them.
They don't last long.
Last 15.
Kimberly, get in here. Eat this.
Pumpkin. I know Debbie and I, we bought some of the pumpkin and I brought one to my daughter who loves sweets. As a matter of fact, she is literally was texting me, Dad, can you bring me a cake from Publix? I was like, no, we got to break her the sugar. She loved it.
Awesome.
She couldn't tell there was no sugar in it.
I love to hear that stuff.
Yeah.
I hope
It's
you
a true
don't.
story.
I hope
I
you
love
don't mind me putting a shameless plug in for hot dogs and potato chips.
Oh.
I know. So I just want to show everybody.
Healthy hot dogs.
Tom and I, had this. Actually, one of our agents gave us this idea to have hot dogs every Saturday for a community awareness about what we do and introduce ourselves to the community. So if you can see this is our hot dogs and chips. We're Tom now will be taking it over because Gary's retiring from the hot dog business. And it's hot dogs and chips, free hot dogs, chips, and a drink every Saturday from Tom. What time? 11:30
to 2:30.
All right.
Every Saturday.
So
At your
morning.
office?
Yeah.
Stop, weather permitting. If it's raining, probably be no hot dogs in your future. So you go to Lowe's, right? And that place is jam packed, and people are standing at that hot dog booth getting hot dogs for like $5. You can get them here for $0.
Good Nathan hot dog.
Good Nathan hot dog.
After this show, though, it could be soy based tofu.
No soy based anything.
What kind of hot dog can we have?
Well, they have no nitrate hot dogs.
No nitrates.
I mean, they're all processed food. We can't get away 100%
Yeah,
from processed food.
that's true.
But if we're more aware of the ingredients that are in that processed food, because even chips technically are
So we'll get a
processed.
recommendation on a healthy hot dog.
Yes, I'll be happy to advise.
Yes.
Okay, we have the advisor in the house for Owen Insurance Group.
The health
Because listen,
advisor.
we want to help
Advice.
you get healthy, financially and with insurance, and then also with food, right? Nutrition.
Absolutely.
So that's
It all
important.
works together.
It does all work together. Part of integrative nutrition, honestly, is your financial health, because your financial health affects your mental health, which affects your physical health. It's all cyclical.
It is
works
connected.
together.
100%. I agree with that.
100%
I feel that. I do believe that.
Same as home cooking and every other thing. Spirituality, you don't have to be religious. Just having this conversation this morning with someone.
That's right.
Your spirituality, your connection to something greater than yourself is really important too.
I'm glad I'm connected with you then, V.
Absolutely.
I feel spiritually enlightened now.
He's enlightened now. All right.
So, since she's this guru on health, I'm going to add, so we do a fun health fact every week.
Oh, boy.
So, what is the healthiest fat on the planet, Veronica?
The healthiest fat on the planet would probably be avocados or nuts.
It's an oil. What type of oil?
Oh, olive oil or coconut oil?
Which one?
Oh, God, they're both so
Or
good.
cotton oil?
I would say
Or snake oil?
Coconut. Snake oil's
Mold
good.
it.
Depends on the snake oil.
She's incorrigible.
I'm sticking with I say olive and coconut are so like closely.
All right.
It's got to be both.
All right. So it's extra, not just virgin.
Extra virgin.
Extra virgin
Olive
oil is the healthiest fat on planet
there's
Earth.
extra virgin coconut and extra virgin olive, so we're right.
You are right. You're always right.
Never even seen a man.
Ever.
Yeah.
extra ever.
And look at that. It's packed with antioxidants.
Oh, yeah.
Extra virgin oil contains compounds and anti-inflammatory compounds that can reduce incidence of certain types of the C word.
Plus the monounsaturated fat.
Yes, and it helps lower cholesterol and control insulin levels. More and more Americans are getting on insulin, which is horrible.
Yeah.
Let's get off this crap. I mean, let's start getting healthy. Let's start walking. Let's start eating right, and so we can live longer. So because I don't want to die prematurely and miss my friend Veronica for the rest of my life. I want as much time with her as I can.
Absolutely.
So I'll start eating right.
You want to hear a very scary statistic? 74% of the population is overweight or obese. 74%.
Yes.
Now that was from 2018 CDC numbers. That's not even
That's
a current number.
pre-COVID. Probably higher now.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
And a good chunk of that are our children.
Yeah, I know. We've seen it.
It's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. So I think we just got to take a conscious effort together, collaborate, and I think we should hold each other accountable. I mean, it's so hard to get motivated to do something on your own, but if you have someone to do it with, it helps you to do it fun, and you stay accountable to one another. So,
absolutely.
So I think that's important. So before we go, we got about 7 minutes before we have our next break, and I just also want to remind everybody that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we obviously, just yesterday, it's really weird because, we talk about women having breast cancer. Men have it a lot. Obviously, the incidence is a lot lower in men, but it happens still frequently with men. And there was a gentleman I spoke to yesterday who had stage 4 breast cancer.
Wow.
The doctor gave him less than 6 months to live.
Oh, my God.
And he fought it, and he won.
Good
and
for
he
him.
was cancer-free.
That's amazing.
So to all you people out there who have gone through cancer, I salute you, I applaud you, and congratulations for fighting the good fight. Cancer is a horrible disease. 3 of my grandparents died of cancer. Many family members have died from cancer. It's a horrible, dreadful disease. So we want to bring awareness to cancer, breast cancer, whatever, because, as insurance advisors, there are policies that are out there for people that if you did get diagnosed with cancer, that will pay you lump sum tax-free cash benefits. And trust me when I tell you, when I talk to people who have gone through cancer and I ask them, what would happen? How would it affect you if upon first diagnosis of cancer, you got a check in the mail for $50,000? What would that have done for you? And it's amazing the responses that I get. And typically it's, oh my God, I would have the opportunity to focus on my health, getting better, and trying to make ends meet and feed my family.
And not have the worry, concern
Yes.
of finances, bills, out-of-pocket expenses,
Yes.
medicine costs
Yep.
that may not be covered by insurance even.
That's right.
Well, and that, don't forget, goes back to the mental side, right? So now they're
Yes.
mentally
Mhm.
they're mentally
Peace
creating
of
more
mind, yeah.
illness, which creates more inflammation in the body, which feeds the cancer, and that process just replicate.
It's an atrocious cycle.
Yeah, it's cyclical.
So, think about it. I mean, we're not here. We're not insurance pushers by no stretch of the imagination. We'd like to enlighten people and educate people and inform people, because I don't want someone to come to me. There was, I'll give you a quick brief story on this, and it's a true story. About, I don't know, it must have been 6 years ago, maybe longer than that now. But one of our clients was turning 65 in the Keys, and he owned a little business down there, and so we helped him. It was a great excuse to go on a little weekend trip and deliver the policy for the gentleman. He took a Medicare supplement policy, Plan F at the time. And as I was talking to him, his name was Jack, and as I was talking to him, he told me that he was fighting cancer. And of course, then we knew that we had the right policy for him, especially for people who have a cancer diagnosis. And he had stage 3 or stage 4 cancer. I don't remember what it was, but I know that he went all over the country trying to fight cancer. And there was GoFundMe's in Tavernier, in the area where his business was, and the community came together to support him. But unfortunately, he lost the battle to cancer. And I asked Jack before I left, I said, Jack, if an agent had come to you, knocked on your door, and tried to talk with you about an insurance policy, a cancer policy, would you have even given it any consideration? Because most people just say, just get the heck out of here. Don't bother me. I'm not interested. But he said, no, because cancer's in my family, and I had no idea that there was such a policy that existed. And if I had $50,000 lump sum cash, tax-free benefit, I would be able to go to the top cancer hospitals in the nation. So unfortunately, I didn't have that opportunity. So I said, Jack, if there was one thing, and I still, and the hairs are standing on the back of my head right now. But I said, if there's one thing that you would want an agent to know, what would that be? What would be the one thing that you would want me to say to my agents? And he said, tell them to at least give their prospect an opportunity to say no. I never had that opportunity, and I wished I did.
Wow.
So that's a message that's so powerful, that still resonates with me yet today, how important it is. That the job that we have, right, as insurance advisors, the job that we have, and it's an awesome responsibility that we have. And in fact, the power that we have as insurance advisors, at the stroke of a pen, that we could put in force a $1 million life insurance policy. These types of things that we do, the power that we have to change, to transform, and enhance the lives of people. This is what we do, and this is what we're passionate about.
Absolutely, Gary. You couldn't have said it better. I'm almost sitting here with tears, because that's such an emotional plea, because I know I have so many clients as you, so many, some have said no, and individuals are not here anymore.
Sure.
She got cancer 6 months after she turned 65. She said, I guess it's too late for me to get that cancer policy. I had that personally. Wow. Just in the last couple of years. I think you met the person.
Sure.
It was very sad. But I'm proud to say I have a cancer policy, and we're not here just to push policies. But please give us a call at Owen Insurance Group, 772-210-1020. We can run you a quick quote on a cancer, critical illness policy. If you had a heart, stroke, many other conditions, lump sum payments are given to you, so you can have that peace of mind to focus on your recovery.
Well, and you guys spend the time with people too, because not a lot of insurance people do that. They kind of just want to sell them whatever policy they have. You guys have a blend of different things that you can find the right product for the right person, which is really important. A lot of the captive people just are selling one policy to everybody, and like anything else, there's no one size fits all, right?
That's what I always say. You must have stole that deal from me. I say that all the time. There's not a one fits all solution to any insurance policy. It simply is not.
Or anything in life. Gary.
Anything in life.
Even nutrition, there's no one size fits all. Atkins might work for you. It might make me deathly ill. So one man's food is another man's poison. And same with the policies.
100%.
Policy.
Very well said. Very well. And speaking to that, we're going to talk about putting people in the wrong policies, because we are we're getting inundated with these commercials on all these plans. It's free. We're going to talk to you about that when we come back from break. You're listening to the Quality of Life radio show on WSTU 1450 AM and WPSL 1590 AM. Don't touch that dial. I promise you, we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Quality of Life Radio Show. We appreciate you being with us for the past 40 minutes on the show. The show goes by so fast. We've got some great information to share with you before we say goodbye. Before we get into the insurance stuff, what happened this day in 1881, Tom?
1881.
On October 26, 1881, these brothers face off against the Clanton McLaury gang in a legendary shootout.
Oh, in Tombstone.
Yes, at
Come
the
on,
OK
wow.
Corral.
He's so
Doc
good.
Hollywood. I'm your Huckleberry.
That was such a great movie.
Oh, my favorite. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Top
Both the
5 favorite.
versions were good too.
That was a good movie.
I like the Val Kilmer. I think that was
I agree.
I think that was his premiere.
I think I said I'm your
You did a
Huckleberry
great
for like 2
job.
years after that.
That
That's
was
right.
a great movie.
Yeah, it was really good. So interesting to note, I as I mentioned on the show earlier this morning when we started, that I'm in possession, and so I'm not pulling this out of my six. This is a letter that you can Google if you don't believe me, from the American Hospital Association, urges CMS to address prior authorization issues affecting Medicare Advantage patients. And we know about 40% of Medicare beneficiaries are currently on Medicare Advantage plans. And you have heard these commercials with the J.J. Walkers of the world, and the William Shatner now is on the commercials doing the same thing, and as well as a football Hall of Famer that we know. And quite frankly, I'm hearing from all of my clients, and every one of them, not one of them said, "I love that commercial." They all said
They're sick
tired
of it.
Sick of it.
Oh,
And unfortunately, these commercials are not, quite frankly, addressing the downside. So obviously, you pay zero for a premium, like on Medicare Advantage plans. And we're not here to demonize. We're not here to say they're bad, they're good, or anything. We're here to educate. So it's important that you know the information, that you walk away from our shows knowing what you're in and what you're exposed to and the limitations that you have, depending on the plan that you're enrolled in. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about the changes for 2022. We have new numbers now that has just come out for the Part A and the Part B deductibles. But I think what I find incredulous when I look at these commercials, that they don't give you full disclosure about the downside and the negatives of the plans. They only tell you all the free stuff that you get for $0 premium typically, but they don't explain on the back and the fine print that if you read all the fine print, you'd probably fall asleep or you wouldn't understand it. And it's important that Tom and I do a job that we can educate you properly so that you can make an informed choice. But anyway, we'll get to that in a second. We'll get to the letter that the American Hospital Association sent to the CMS Administrator, Chiquita Brooks LeSueur. But before that, let me talk to you about the new 2022 numbers. So the Medicare Part B is going up. So yes, Tom, we got a 5.9% increase. Where we did not,
for Social Security.
Social Security beneficiaries got almost a 6% increase in their Social Security. But the Part B premium is going up to $158.50. So it's going up $10. So that's roughly 5% almost, 4%, 5%. So that's going to eat into the 6% of your income.
The government giveth and taketh away.
Yes.
In one fell swoop.
In one fell swoop.
That make you feel good. We're giving you a 6% increase.
They
in your
do give us
Social
the good
Security.
news 2 weeks early, and then we say, "Oh, and by the way,"
and then the Part B deductible is going up from let's see, we were at 203 for the Part B deductible. It's going up to $217. The Part A deductible has gone up to $1,556 from $1,484, and the Part D deductible is going up from $435 to $480. So, what does that mean to you? It means nothing to you if you are not on Medicare. For those of you that are on Medicare, it means that if you're on original Medicare, you may need to talk with Tom and I. We're one of our agents across the state of Florida that can help you and deciding what plan might be best suited for you. So listen, we're not here to say one plan is going to be better than the other, even though we have our own personal preferences. But really, at the end of the day, it's about your specific needs and what your budget is. So maybe I can hit this AHA really quick, because there is just so much information that I wanted to share with everyone today about the Medicare AEP, the annual enrollment period. But I just don't think, Tom, I mean, I think you agree that the clients that we talk to on a daily basis are confused. They see these commercials, they get more confused, they get angry, they get frustrated, and then they finally throw their hands up and say, this is ridiculous, I don't want to deal with it. And that's the worst thing you can do. The best thing you can do is call the professionals, right, at Owen Insurance Group at 772-210-1020 for unbiased advice, and we will be your guide and take you on your Medicare journey. We're not going to push a plan. We're not going to tell you what you should do. We're going to guide you, and it's up to you to make the decision that's best suited for your needs.
Absolutely. And that's called being a fiduciary. I know it's a fancy word, but it means we're looking out for your best interest. And another thing, Gary, we didn't quite touch on it today, but we always do, is that you want to do business with a local licensed agent who is an independent insurance broker, not just what's called a captive agent, where you only represent one company and maybe you have 3 products. AAA or AAA, that's all you can offer them. There's no B, C, D or anything. We at Owen Insurance Group, we're actually appointed with all of the carriers, and that's called being an independent broker. So we represent you. We listen, as Gary said, listen to your needs, wants, desired, your budget, and we find a plan that best fits you.
That's the best way to do it, is to
100%.
work with somebody that actually is looking at, it's like when you do a travel agent, right? And you tell them your budget and what you want, and they find you exactly what you need. But this is far more important, because something happens to somebody and they don't have something they need. It could be more devastating than helpful.
So a lady called me yesterday. She's been on a Medicare supplement plan for 2 years, and something has happened. The condo association fees have gone up, and this has gone up, and it's costing me more. So I got to cut back on my health care. I'm like, I'm not going to mention it by name, but so-and-so, did you just hear what you said? So you're putting emphasis on steel and mortar and bricks, and not on your quality of health and life. So I think you got it backwards, right? You should be focusing more on expenses that will cover your quality of life and health. All right. I get it that, your budget's tight and maybe you can't afford the $180 a month premium, but instead of going, because she's listening like everybody else, those of you out there are listening to those commercials, it's free. Well, my father taught me years ago, there's nothing free. Trust me.
No free lunch.
I guarantee you're going to pay for it. One way or the other, you're going to pay for it. So if you think that you got something for nothing, you're kidding yourself, baby. But so I explained to her that if you need a less rich plan, you can still spend less than $100 a month and still be on a Medicare supplement plan, because most, as I was alluding to earlier, where I lost my train of thought, maybe I'm eating too much sugar, but
not with me, you're not.
It's not with you. That's for bloody short. So
don't blame me.
I don't think people realize that they're on managed care plan. So if you're on a again, there's nothing wrong. I mean, we're not here to demonize any plan or any carrier, absolutely whatsoever. But it's important that you're armed with the right information. So Medicare Advantage plans are managed care plans, and this is what the AHA. The American Hospital Association is having issues with Medicare. So, and the AHA, I mean, they have over 5,000 hospitals and over 250,000 affiliated physicians and over 2 million nurses and caregivers and so forth. But the biggest issue that they're having today with Medicare Advantage is related to prior authorizations. And it seems like every single health plan, Medicare Advantage. And by the way, this is not related to commercial insurance or individual insurance. The reason why the policies have changed and they've carved out Medicare Advantage, because you have very powerful lobbyists in the insurance industry that doesn't want it to be applied to them. But anyway, And it's different if you're for example, what is prior authorization? For those of you that want to know, we'll just make it real quick. I'm Dr. Owen, and my patient Vanessa comes to see me, and she's in hurting. She's got a pain. She may have an infection. Something's going on. We can't determine. We've got to do additional tests. So she has a Medicare Advantage plan. So not original Medicare. 180 degrees difference. So she has a managed care plan, and now she has to get a prior authorization for me as the doctor, as a provider, to be allowed to do any test to get reimbursement from that plan. So now we've got to put in that request.
And I'm the insurance company.
And Tom is the insurance company.
Say no,
and we're
denied.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it takes days. I mean, if you need an immediate procedure and it's going to take days, they may deny it, right? Or if they do approve it, it might be days later. So these are the many issues that hospitals across the country are having, but you just need to be aware of it. There are other alternatives out there for you, but don't let anybody on television shove down your throat these plans that are free, zero premium. You're going to get this, and on every other Thursday, you might get a back massage. Listen,
Yeah.
I think we're all smarter than that. I believe we are, but don't get captivated by those and enticed by those commercials, because they may not be suited for you. We're not going to do that. We are, as Tom mentioned earlier, we will do basically what we call a CBA, a cost benefit analysis. We will determine the plan that you're on now, compare it with other plans out there that may be better suited for you, and then make their recommendation. But it's up to you. I mean, we can take the cart, or the horse to the water trough, but we can't make the horse drink the water.
That's right, Gary. And what you said is so amazing, because people need to get their health insurance right before no one has a crystal ball. And if we did, we would know. But you've always been fond of saying, make sure you get it right the first time.
Yes.
And, knowing the pros and cons of Medicare Advantage and knowing the options you have is something that we're going to spell out for you, make it very clear. Be your guide, demystify it, and unclutter all your mailbox and your emails and your phone calls and your TV. Will make it clear for you.
If I could jump in just right there, I really believe that not only in insurance, but with a lot of things in life, like they throw all this information at people to be confusing so that they will not look and inspect, and they will not find out. They throw it up and go, whatever, I'm just going to keep what I have. So I think I recommend, obviously, that you guys would reach out to Tom and Gary, because at least look the plans over. It doesn't cost anything.
That's
so
right.
when you feel like, oh my gosh, I really don't want to do all of this, you have someone that does want to do that, and let them look through it, because there's really no obligation. And then once you find somebody that can help you do all of that, for you, because I know I don't like looking through that stuff. The last thing I want to do is spend time looking through all that junk. So I would call Gary. I actually did send stuff over. And so, not Medicare, of course. I'm not quite there yet.
Another 30 years, 30 years,
200 years.
if it's still around.
Let the experts do it. I mean, I can only tell you that that's the way to go, instead of just putting it to the side and saying, forget about it. Because until something happens and you realize you don't have what you need.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. And in this letter, real quick, I'm just going to highlight the most important things that I feel are egregious that people need to know. MAOs have established, Medicare Advantage organizations, or MAOs, have an established history of inappropriately utilizing prior authorization to delay access and deny necessary treatment for patients. This is not me saying this. This is the American Hospital Association saying this.
That's horrific.
According to a 2018 report by the DHS, Office of the Inspector General, 75% of Medicare Advantage prior authorization and claim denials were overturned when appealed. So again, the plan advisors or the plan sponsors are hoping that you don't appeal it, because if you do appeal it, they know it's BS and it's going to get overturned. So don't be afraid to file an appeal. If you're on one of those plans and you're not getting the service that you need, you can file an appeal. You have that right to do that. That is your God-given right. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff out there. And then finally, that at the end of the paragraph, they say the AHA urges CMS to rein in this inappropriate health plan usage of roadblocks that delay access to or jeopardize coverage for essential care. And that's all I'm going to say about that. If you'd like a copy of that, you could also, like I said, you could Google it. It's about the AHA, the American Hospital Association, addresses prior authorization affecting Medicare Advantage plans. So again, it's important that you know what you have. And because people think, Tom, this is the biggest issue that we have, and we see it every bloody day. And I wish I could just, get the message out on the mountaintops to let people know, if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan and, you've been on it for a few years and you don't like it, and all of a sudden people love it when they don't need it, but that's just the way it is. But then when you get sick and there's issues that you're having with your plan and you want to change your plan and now you want to be on a supplement, unfortunately, you're probably not going to qualify, because you do have to answer underwriting questions. And this is where people don't realize. It's like last week, this week, Monday, yesterday, my Lord, I don't know what day it is. She said, I had no idea that they could do that. You're telling me that Medicare can I can't get on a supplement plan if I want? No. And she has cancer. And unfortunately, she can't get on a supplement plan. So this is a heartbreak that we see every single day, because consumers aren't educated. They're not informed, because they go on their own and try to figure it out, take the road alone and do it. It's not the right course of action, where they work with the wrong agent who is not an independent agent working on your behalf. So I don't know what else to say, but except I know that I'm out of time. Tom, any last final 10 seconds to put a hammer down on that now?
Don't go the road alone. We're here. We're licensed. We're local. We've got your best interest in mind. Give us a call, 772-210-1020.
Perfect. 772-210-1020. Call us. We have 350 agents across the state of Florida. So if you want to work with someone local, we have it. And by the way, next week's show, we're going to have Todd Braun with N2 Publishing. And Tom and I will continue where we picked up today in providing you valuable information to enhance your quality of life. Thanks for joining us this morning. We hope that you enjoyed the show. Please share us with your friends, family, neighbors. And remember, Treasure Coast, stay safe, keep happy, and enjoy your quality of life.